Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is November 1st, 2021. Let's look at one of my favorite indicator. It's called TTM Squeeze. It's going to tell us what stocks are going to go out of their trading range, go higher or lower. With that, let's do a quick market update and then let's look at TTM Squeeze with volume greater than 1 million shares. And also let's look at low debt candidates. These are generally better choice here. And also let's look at TTM Squeeze with high short ratio. These are some of the great stocks for swing trading. So with that, let's jump in here, do a quick market update with the Thinkorswim. As you look through here, we got futures going higher. This is S&P 500 futures pointing to a higher opening here. And then we got Nasdaq futures also pointing to a higher opening, up by 60 points or so. And we got Dow Jones Industrial Average futures here, again higher opening here, and so is Russell 2000. Overall, the major stock indices are pointing to a higher opening here. And let's look at the bond market here. As you look through the bond market here, we got bonds. As you see here, let's look at the bonds here. Let's go back here and look at bond. As you look through bond here, bonds are trying to open on a lower side here. And if you look at the interest rates also lower here. And crude oil is racing here. It's increasing a little bit, 0.34. And then we got here gold. Gold is also opening to a small uptick here. I think still there are good gold names you could buy here. So with that, in general, as bonds fall, as interest rates fall, that's a good news for stock market. That's why stock market is opening higher here. Now what we'll do is we'll look at one of my favorite indicator, which is skew. As you look through skew is a great indicator. It tells you whether the stock market is going to go higher or it's going to have some trouble. As you look through here, we got before COVID here, keep watching, stock market kept going up, and skew hit all-time high here. It is basically telling us, you know what, watch out. Even though stock market is going higher, be careful. It's giving a heads up here. It gave a heads up, maybe a month or 2 months before here. Then promptly stock market fell off. And now it, somewhere here it hit again high, and then we had a small drop here. And now it's going higher. We got to be a little careful here. It's as it goes higher, as it crosses 150 here, there will be some temporary pullback in the stock market here. That's why you got to be careful here. So with that, now let's jump in here and look at the market news. From a market news perspective, on Friday, all the indices did very well. Dow Jones Industrial went up, Nasdaq went up, S&P 500 went up. And from a futures perspective, as you can see here, all the stock futures are up, and crude oil and gold are up here. Silver is a little bit down. So that's the quick snapshot for you. And bonds are down, as you saw earlier. That's helping the stock market. And now let's look at the news here. From a news perspective, Dow futures raised more than 150 points. This is where these investors are betting for a year-end rally here, but we will be careful. And American Airlines cancels more than 1,400 flights here, citing weather and staffing issues. I think it's good to buy some of these airline stocks slowly into this little bit not so great news here. American Airlines, United Airlines or UAL, and even LAW, which is Southwest, all work here. And COVID cases fall to less than half here. I think it's it's good news for stock market because folks are going to socialize and spend time with their family and friends in the holiday season. That's generally good for stock market. And then you got your ALNY here, biopharma company. Earnings and revenue fall shy here. It's good to buy some ALNY here and take it from there. And we got Brazil's BBD shares fall here. It's good to buy some BBD and take it from there. And we got Carnival Cruise Lines here. It fell by 2%. I think we should look at cruise liners slowly and buy them. We got Carnival, CCL, we got Royal Caribbean, RCL, Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH, all work here. And we got Checkpoint Software here, a cybersecurity company. They announce earnings and revenue beat estimates. That's a good one. We can buy Checkpoint in the down days and take it from there. This has been lagging the market so far. This may be turn around here. And we got our famous investor Kathy Wood here. She is buying Beam, CRISPR, Teladoc, NVTA, and Coinbase. She knows how to buy these beaten down stocks. That's what she's doing here. She's looking for a nice outsized gain here. And then you got Robinhood here. They tap into options market. I think Robinhood, given stock has fallen off the cliff here, it's good to buy at these levels. And then you got Stitch Fix here. They lay out a blueprint for the future of retail. I think it's good to buy some Stitch Fix here. It's got a high short ratio also. So with that, let's jump in here. Look at TTM Squeeze. Many of you might wonder what is this TTM Squeeze, how I can learn more about it. This will I try to explain you what's TTM Squeeze. I've got a 1-day chart, a 3-day, 2-year chart, a 5-year weekly chart, and a 10-year monthly chart. All you have to look for is look for a TTM Squeeze, a red dot. When the red dot is forming, look for longer term C wave. If the longer term C wave is above zero line here, that means coast is clear. You can buy the stock. That tells you stock is going to go higher. On the other hand, if the long term C wave is below zero line, that means it's going to be having some tough time. So you can short it or you can buy some put options and take it from there, be on the shorter side. So that's what the indicator is telling you. We could look at the daily, 3-day. Here we got 3-day here. We got red dot. When the red dot is forming, longer term CV is above zero. That tells the coast is clear. And as you look through here, we got a squeeze forming in the weekly chart. When that's forming, longer term CV is above zero. Tells the coast is clear. You can go buy and go long. And the red dot indicates a tight volatility compression here. That tells you Bollinger Band is inside Kelton channel. You don't need to worry too much about the technicality here. Understand, red dot means tight compression of volatility. First green dot after a series of red dots tells you energy is ready to be released. Stock is going to higher or lower. But best squeezes are the ones that fire off in the direction of C wave. If C wave is above zero, that means it's going to fire higher and go higher. And we want to apply some methodology. Make sure IV percentile is low, RSI low. That way there's a better probability of stock going higher. So with that, let's jump in here and look at few stocks here. We look at stock with the TTM Squeeze and volume greater than 1 million shares. And we also want to look at highest volume on top here and look at low RSI, low volatility candidates where there's a higher probability of squeeze and stock going higher. Let's go with this sort here, which is has higher probability of stock going higher. As you look through here, we got list of stocks here. All of them sort have volume more than 1 million shares, and stock at the top here, ITUB has the highest volume here. And keep watching the squeeze here. ITUB here has 1-day squeeze, and next couple of them have got monthly squeeze. A 1-day squeeze can last maybe 1 day, maybe 5 day, 10 day multiplication of 1 day here, and the stock is going to go higher if the longer term C wave is above zero. If the longer term C wave is below zero, stock is going to go lower. So with that, we could look at ITUB here. Stock has been falling off the cliff here. This could be a turning point. You could slowly look at adding to your position. We'll look at this in a little more detail. And then we got BBD, CCL, IDEX. All I got monthly squeeze here. You could buy these stocks and wait for a nice monthly squeeze here by looking at the longer term C wave. And as you scan through here, we got a few more here. NXTID has got a daily squeeze here. Stock has gone up nicely off late. I would wait on this one here. We got Robinhood stock is down big time. You could look at buying some Robinhood. It's got a 3-day squeeze here and few more as you can scan through. All great stocks here. I like stocks like NVTA here. Again, it's a 1-day squeeze here. And there are a few more like ARR here. And that's forming a nice monthly squeeze as you can see here. With that, let's jump in here and look at the next chart here. We got few more stocks with a nice squeeze as you can see here. Keep watching the short float here. Some of these have got high short ratio here. That tells you these stocks can cruise higher and cause a nice short squeeze here. And keep watching inside the institution buying the little stock here, Lilium, nice institution buy here. So with that, we can look at some of these candidates and the stocks with a nice green background here, or the one where there's a nice sales growth and gross margin. I typically like stocks like ALNY, which has dropped off big time. You can be a contrarian and buy some of this ALNY stock here. And let's look at one more candidates here. These are the ones with the same criteria plus low debt. I love low debt candidates here because they typically tell you these companies have got discipline and they are not taking on too much debt load. So with that, this is the chart with a low debt ratio. As you can see, a debt ratio is all lower than zero point 0.6 here. And I love stocks like IDEX here. Micron is a good one, CGSP, so on and so forth. Keep watching insider activities, institution activities, like little company BIOLase here. This could be a good one. As you see here, stock has been stalling off late. Nice sales growth, nice gross margin. You could take advantage given there is a 3-day squeeze here. And then you got a few more. I love Stitch Fix also. Keep watching the short ratio here. Some of these have got high short ratio, can be a candidate for a nice short squeeze here. Then let's look at a few more candidates here. This is where we have candidates with a high short ratio as well as a squeeze. It's a double whammy here. This has to go quickly, either higher or lower. So with that, we got few stocks here with the NXTD. I would discount this one given there is a squeeze already formed here. But you could look at IQ, BBBY, RIDE, NVTA, GoPro, and so on and so forth. Keep watching how the stock is doing in the near term. Stocks like RIDE, it's already trying to make a nice move here, and so is Stitch Fix. You could still buy these and take advantage of this short squeeze. And some stocks have got a little high debt ratio here, like IQ, BBBY, and GoPro. You could avoid those because they don't have the financial discipline here. You stick with the better candidates here. So with that, what we'll do now is we'll look at few stocks in a little more detail and look at Thinkorswim here and take it from there. So first, let's look at NVTA. It's a medical healthcare company. As you look through NVTA here, we got a nice chart here, down, 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 as you see here. Let's also look at the TTM Squeeze chart here and take it from there. Let's go here and bring up TTM Squeeze chart. All right. So, so as you look through here, NVTA, we got daily chart here. There's a dot forming here. When the dot is forming, keep watch what's happening to longer term C wave. That's below zero. That means you don't need to take this trade here according to John Carter. And as you scan through, there's a couple dots here and squeeze forming here. and look here, the longer term C wave is a little bit going higher, as you can see here. So this one is a contrarian play at this time. So what I would do in these situations, because by looking at the shape of the curve here, I know even though it's below zero, it's showing some positive trend. Typically I try to get ahead of this stock here and buy stocks like NVTA, even though according to John Carter it may not be a good buy, but looking at the wave curve in the C wave, I generally try to buy these stocks ahead of the actual signal forming. In this scenario, as you look through here, the shorter term A wave is above zero and the longer term C wave is trying to curve higher. That's why I would slowly buy and accumulate. And then let's look at option chain very quickly and see what's going on here. As you look through here, NVTA, from an option statistics perspective, lot of calls bought here, 2,600 call options and very few put options. That makes the put call ratio 0.2. That's bullish. Stock price right now, as you can see here, is 26, and VWAP, as you look through here, is 26.89. So that tells you stock wants to go higher given VWAP is greater than current stock price. So those are some cues for you to really understand where stocks might go. Low IV percentile, as you can see here, that tells you this can, it has low IV and can go higher. And as you look through here, we could look at buying some call option here. So as you look through here, we got stock is at 26. You could buy delta 70 call option here. Somewhere here you could pay $5.90 and buy this year. If the stock goes above the break-even price 28.40 by March 22, you'll make money. Otherwise you'll lose money. Maximum you can lose is $590. This is one play to do, given the stock can go higher. If you are a little bit conservative, you could do a spread strategy here. If you want to do a spread here, stock at 26 here, you could do 20-30 spread here. So you could do something like this, buy spread, vertical spread here, 20-30. So if you do that, you pay $5.25. Your break-even point now drops below the current stock price, as you can see here. This is a little bit conservative play. You will pay $5.25 to make $4.75, almost doubling your money, not quite. This is one way to play. And with that, let's look at a few more stocks here and go from there. Next, what we'll do is we'll look at one or two more stocks. Let's go into this chart here. We'll look at Stitch Fix here, which is one of the stocks with the high short ratio also. Stitch Fix, as you can see here, stock has been stalling off late. Keep watching here. On the balance volume is pretty okay, not too bad. Check-in money flow is also trying to increase here, which is a good story here. So we can go into squeeze chart here and see what's going on. So let's go to TTM Squeeze chart. There's a dot forming in the daily chart that tells you, there's a tight compression of volatility here. Keep watching C wave here. It's trying to curve higher. It's really hard to see here. Stock has fallen off. There is some semblance of curving higher here. As you look through here, there is also some curving higher going on here. That tells you this can squeeze on the higher side. And as you scan through here, there is no more squeeze forming in the longer term chart. But if you look at the monthly chart here, right now C wave is above zero. It's also getting a little bit weaker. So this is a contrarian play here. The signal itself is not super clear here. What I would do in these scenarios, given there is a high short ratio, stock has fallen off here, I would slowly buy some stock here, or even buy some call option, given the IV percentile is relatively low here and RSI is also relatively low. So with that, we can jump in here, go to option chain. and buy some Stitch Fix. I would typically go 137 days out in this scenario. Give yourself enough room. And if you want to buy single option, you could go here, go to Delta 71 as you can see here, and buy some call option by paying $8.20. If the stock goes above $38.20, then you'll make money. That's buy expiration date, I mean. Otherwise you'll lose money. Your maximum if you can lose is 820. What you could also do is, if you're conservative, you could do a spread here. You could just buy a spread. Stock is at 34, you could do 30-40 spread here. That could be a better idea. So if you do that, you could do 30 here, vertical spread, 30-40. There you go. So you pay $4.10 here, and you'll more than double your money. You pay 410, you'll make 590. Your break-even point is 34.10, below the current stock price. This could be a conservative strategy if you don't want to spend too much money, and if you're a little more risk averse. And typically, stock a little bit low price here, you could buy the stock outright and take advantage, and take it from there. And we look at one or two more here, and go from there. Let's look at let's see here, Robinhood here and see what we can do with Robinhood. So let's go here to squeeze chart, say HOOD here. So Robinhood, as you can see here, we got well, there is not too many, there is no squeeze forming here. Generally stock is down, 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 as you can see here. And let's go longer term. C wave is above 0, as you can see here. Let's quickly look at a different chart for Robinhood. As you look to Robinhood here, stock has fallen off the cliff here after the earnings. As you look through here, DMI perspective negative here. Blue line want to go a little higher, as you can see here. Red line is flattening, and trying to go down here. There's a nice check-in money flow. Smart money is flowing in here. With this, you could buy Robinhood here, or buy some call options or call spread like we talked about. And let's look at CRISPR, one more stock here, CRSP. CRISPR, as you can see, a stock has been dropping off of late. And as you look through here, check-in money flow is pretty constant here, nothing great. Right now stock in the negative territory. And let's look at the TTM Squeeze indicator here for CRISPR. As you scan through here, we got a red dot forming here. When that's forming, look at the curve here. It's trying to curve up, curve up. On this here, on the C wave, it's below 0. According to John Carter, right now don't buy. What I normally do is I will look at longer term waves here. In a monthly chart, it's above 0. Try to get negative, as you can see here. It's not a great indication, but being a contrarian, sometimes I venture in and buy the stocks like CRISPR here. Given low IV percentile, low RSI, tells you stock is fallen off here. Normally I go against the grain here and buy some CRISPR, taking advantage of this big drop here. Given there is a long term, it's a positive, I would do something along those lines. And we'll look at one more here. Let's go to Carnival Cruise Lines, or CCL. So CCL, as you see here, we got, let's see here, squeeze forming in the monthly chart, as you can see here. When that's forming, we got longer term C wave below 0, but it's improving, as you can see here. Here also, I would go against the normal grain here. Given stock is fallen off, low IV, low RSI, I would go against the grain and buy some CCL and take it from there. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.